They want to take away marriage rights of consenting adults while approving the marriages of 12-year-old girls. The hypocrisy is glaring. They had no problem with me getting married to a 32-year-old woman when I was 15 years old, but heaven fucking forbid I should marry the man that I've been with for 33 years and have raised 2 children with. Oh wait, you didn't know that I got married to a 32-year-old woman when I was only 15? Well, let me tell that story again. It was 1983 and I was living with my mother in a government housing project. And a lady moved in 2 doors away from us. She had 2 kids. They were 6 and 8 years old. One day the lady was struggling to put her groceries away and I went out and asked her, "Can I help you?" And she said yes. And we had a little conversation in which I asked her, "Did you get cable TV? Because I just saw the truck here yesterday." And she said, "Yes, I just got HBO." And I said, "Oh, I love HBO. We obviously don't have it, so I can't watch it, but I'd love to watch it sometime." And that's when she invited me over to her house that same night to watch HBO. So that night I knocked on her door, she invited me in, she gave me a frozen daiquiri and some peanuts. I got a little bit well lit, and the next thing you know, we were boning on the floor. For those of you who are wondering, yes, I'm bi, and no, she didn't turn me that way. We dated for a couple of months and I told my mom about it, and my mom became even more abusive than usual because this lady was grooming me for marriage. She was buying me clothing that I wanted. She was taking me places I had never been before, and of course, she was supplying me with nicotine and alcohol. One night, my mom and I got into an argument about something, and she came into my room and she just started punching me in the head. That's when I grabbed my mother by her wrists and I sunk my thumbs into her wrists and I said, "Get the fuck up off of me, bitch. I'm done with you." And I left my mom's apartment. I went straight over to this woman and I told her, "Yes, I will marry you," after she had asked me a couple of times. For most of my childhood, my mother was an abusive, alcoholic hypocrite who indoctrinated me into the Southern Baptist religion. Mama had 10 kids and I'm pretty sure she didn't want any of us, so it was no problem for her to sign the documents for me to get married. So I went to the courthouse, I married this 32-year-old woman, and I was trapped for the next year. A lot of people don't realize that when you're underage and you marry an adult, your spouse basically becomes your legal guardian. I was still too young to get a full-time job. I was too young to quit school, but yet I had to because my ex-wife couldn't afford to support me. And I had to work in tobacco for $5 an hour. During the next year, my wife had an insatiable appetite and she could not get enough of me. I was tired, I was worn out, she was relentless. There were a couple of times when I tried to escape this marriage, including the first time when I took a bunch of things I shouldn't have and almost left this world. I ended up in a halfway house for a few weeks, but I had no place else to go, so I went back to her. But after about a year of our marriage, I ran away for good. But it was all different kinds of abuse. My ex-wife would slap the shit out of me if she even caught me looking at another girl. But one night, my brother came over with his friend and they said they were hitchhiking to Chicago, and I said, "Wait for me, I'm coming with you." And I went upstairs to the bedroom to get a few of my clothes, and that's when my ex-wife grabbed my shirt, ripped it open, and slapped me in the face. And for the first time ever, I retaliated. I picked her up and I threw her ass on the bed, and I ran down those stairs and I got the hell out of that apartment. And I was on my way to Chicago. I'll tell you the rest of this story if you want to hear it.